Good evening, and welcome along to another big show here on NVTV. So much to get through this evening. We'll be chatting to Paul McEneaney from Cahoots NI about their brand new production, which is called The University of Wonder and Imagination. And we'll be finding out about a brand new song that's currently raising money for mental health charities. It's called Seems Like Yesterday. Cubb McCullough is the man behind it. We'll be chatting to him a little bit later on. But what are we starting off with?
Well, we're going to have Conleth Kane with his brand new single Yellow Brick Road from his album Liberty.
I'm so far away from home, but when you're with me, I never feel so alone. I wanna take you to my faraway land and be your man. The cyclone is coming, the wind is coming up to take us to the top, and over that rainbow. So come down the yellow road with me. There is so much that I want you to see. I wanna take you to my emerald city, baby. Click your heels and come home with me. Click your heels and come home with me. Whoa. When I'm far away from you, everything's dark and everything feels so blue. I wanna take you to my faraway land and be your man. The cyclone is coming, the wind is coming up to take us to the top, and over that rainbow. So come down the yellow road with me. There is so much that I want you to see. I wanna take you to my emerald city, baby. Click your heels and come home with me. The cyclone is coming, the wind is coming up to take us to the top, and over that rainbow. So much that I want you to see. I wanna take you to my emerald city, baby. Click your heels and come on with me.
And that was Conleth Kane with Yellow Brick Road. It's so great to actually see Conleth doing so well and his song getting so much great airplay.
Alright, we're going to move on to theatre now in a brand new production called The University of Wonder and Imagination. It's from Cahoots NI, and this is all part of this year's Belfast International Arts Festival. I caught up with Paul McEneaney from Cahoots NI the other day. Here's what happened. Okay, so Paul, like a lot of people, I'm missing live performance, missing getting out to live theatre. I'm sure you guys are as well. I know you've got a very exciting project. We'll talk about that in a second. But when the pandemic first struck, you guys were right in the middle of doing a show in America, weren't you?
Yeah, we were. I think the guys were just outside San Francisco. We had a show called Penguins, which is a co-production with Birmingham Rep Theatre. A pretty successful show for us. We were in the middle of a 3-month tour of the US, and we had to bring everybody home. So yeah, I mean, it sort of summed up around that time, you know, February, March time. We had Penguins on tour. We were about to go on tour in Ireland with our show Secrets of Space, and we had 2 or 3 other development projects that were up and running. So Yeah, I mean, it was just chaotic. We just obviously had to bring everybody home, and we had to just put a full stop on all of the work that we were currently doing, and rather frighteningly, everything that we were planning to do in the foreseeable future.
So what about the financial side of things? I mean, you guys, you must have lost a lot of money through this.
Well, I mean, it's strange, isn't it? I think back to, January, many people, in fact, there was quite a bit of press at the time about our business model, the fact that we were producing work for young audiences in Ireland, but we were taking work to China. We'd just actually come back from China in January. We're touring extensively in the US, and that business model was helping to support creating new work for our audiences here. That was something that people were applauding and going, this is great. And now I'm going, oh my goodness. Yeah, we've lost, I think, between March and the end of the summer in terms of international touring income, about £420,000. So it's a substantial amount of money. So yeah, our business model has had to change dramatically. But, I think we work in the arts, and I think we've got to be creative in what it is we do and how we respond to, because isn't that what art's all about? It's about responding to what's happening in society, or how we're feeling, or what's working or what isn't working. So, I mean, I think what we've managed to do, I think we had a month or two of just absolute blind panic and going, how are we going to sustain this? Are we able to come through this? Certainly not in the current business model that we had. And then we became creative. I think I stopped thinking like a producer and started to think again like an artist, and delved into that bag of tricks and going, hold on a second, we can do stuff. We can create work. We can be innovative. We can be good at what we do again.
So the next big project, you're taking this online. It's called the University of Wonder and Imagination. It's been described a bit like Hogwarts meets the Crystal Maze, isn't it?
That's a brilliant way to describe it. It is. It's online, and again, I have to be honest. I originally, when we put none of our work online during lockdown, because, I mean, if you know the work of Cahoots NI, you'll know that it's extremely visual. A lot of it is physical theatre mixed with theatrical illusion, wonderful stage lighting. So the theatre is where it needs to be. It never has worked really for us, as a recorded part of a recorded thing. It just needs to be eaten live, as it were. So how could Cahoots adapt to this digital world? And the University of Wonder and Imagination seemed like a really good idea, where we could bring people into a world that was actually inhabited by real actors. So I'm sitting to you in a building. It's in a secret location, where we have many different rooms in this building. And we have actors and performers in each of those rooms. And each room has a dedicated set. It's lighting, it's a world that our audiences can enter. Now, what's interesting about this piece is that this show is actually directed by the audience. They will arrive in the building into one location, and then they will randomly choose where they want to go and who they meet. And where they go and who they meet actually will determine the outcome, or the experience that they're going to have on any given day. All I can tell you is it's absolutely packed to the gills with magic and illusion and wonder. That's the key.
Do you know, it sounds absolutely amazing. So when can we get the chance to come and enter this world then?
Well, we are premiering this show in Northern Ireland at the International Arts Festival, the Belfast International Arts Festival, and we're delighted. We'll open on October the 22nd, and we'll run through until November the 1st, and tickets can be purchased on the Belfast International Festival's website.
Sounds like a great idea. And as well as that, you guys have also been developing a book as well, haven't you?
We have, during lockdown as well. That was another bit of work that we stood back and had a look at our how we create new work for children. Sometimes we take books that are in existence, like Chris Houghton's Shush, We Have a Plan, or Oliver Jeffers' the Incredible Book Eating Boy, and we turned them into stage adaptations. Our major project that was due to happen in 2021 was an original piece of work, a story that I had created with Charles Way called The Vanishing Elephant. Sort of finished in America with Harry Houdini vanishing this elephant, but we tell the story of the elephant and how it ended up on the stage of the Hippodrome in New York and vanished. So we had that script. We're working very closely with our partners, the Lyric Theatre, on that. It was scheduled to go to Broadway, the New Victory Theatre, and open there in May 2021. All of this is subsequently moved back by at least 12 months at this stage. But we thought, well, why don't we look at this in a different way? Why don't we create a book of that play? So we worked really closely with Charles Way, the writer, and Sabine D'Argent, the designer and illustrator. And we now have a book, and we're hoping to publish that just before Christmas. So now people can get the book before they see the show.
Brilliant. And Paul, I was thinking about Cahoots over the years as well. You guys must be one of the longest running theatre companies in Northern Ireland now.
Well, I think next year we will be 20. Wow. Which is, I can't get my head around that. I still feel like a 16-year-old, and I still think like a 16-year-old. So 20 years ago, it's been an extraordinary journey. And that's, I suppose that's what's interesting about running a theatre company, even, without the challenges of what's happening at present. Just, it's always different. We're always working on different projects. We're always touring to different countries. And I mean, fundamentally, at the end of the day, the most important thing is that what we're creating is relevant to young people and is exciting to young people. And I feel that energy still exists. I would say even more so now within the company. We have an ensemble of actors in this particular show that I've worked with over those 20 years. Sean Kearns, a fantastic actor from Northern Ireland, Hugh Brown, Philip O'Hara, Kayla McBride, the list goes on of people that over the 20 years have connected with Cahoots in more ways than many. And I feel this show is a sort of celebration of that. And that's come about by mistake, because of the circumstance that we all find ourselves in. So I'm loving that. I'm loving being in this building surrounded by actors, albeit socially distanced, because everybody is in their own room. That's what makes this project unique. So we have many different rooms with many different sets and many different actors, all socially distanced, with a camera at the ready to entertain and hopefully inspire.
All right, well, Paul, you've given us something to look forward to at the Arts Festival this year. So the very best of luck with the University of Wonder and Imagination. And congratulations on 20 years of Cahoots as well.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Entertainment news.
Let's start off with music, and Cliff Richard is currently celebrating 60 years in the music industry, and of course he also celebrated a big birthday last week as well, didn't he?
He did, and I can't believe how old he is. He looks fantastic, Robin.
80 years old, and he's back with a brand new record that comes out on the 30th of October. It's called Music, the Air That I Breathe. It's a mixture of new songs, old songs, and some duets with people like Albert Hammond, the Bellamy Brothers, and Bonnie Tyler is on the album as well, on a track called Taking Control. So we look forward to hearing that.
Yeah, and you're definitely looking forward to that because you love Bonnie.
Of course.
But they work so well together as well, don't they? They're good friends.
Good friends. They both lived beside each other in Portugal, and of course Cliff was on Bonnie's last album, so now Bonnie's on the new Cliff album as well.
Oh, that's brilliant. Do you know what I love about Cliff though? everything that he brings out, no matter what time of the year it is, whether it's a Christmas song or a new song, he keeps on reinventing himself, doesn't he?
Yeah. And of course, he's probably the only artist still around today who had hit records from the 1950s right up until today.
Well, good on you, Cliff.
So there we go. So the new album's out on the 30th of October. Let's talk telly now. Dancing on Ice is coming back to our screens in 2021. I think it's the best lineup ever, and one of our good friends is on it, isn't she?
Well, of course I think it's the best lineup ever, because my class, my good friend, and your good friend, which we hadn't even met each other, and we didn't know that we both knew the same person at the time when you were doing all the big buzz stuff. Mylene is a really good friend of mine from college, and she is going to be on, and you know, she will be absolutely super Robin, because her personality, she is a great performer. Lots of people don't know that she can dance and do all that sort of stuff. She might not think that she's the best dancer in the world and might be nervous, but I can tell you this now, Mylene, you go for it, because you have got a really good chance of winning this thing.
Do you think she's going to win then?
I've got my bets on you, Mylene.
But she does have some competition. Jason Donovan is taken to the ice this year. Also Denise Van Outen. You've got the Olympian Colin Jackson. And you've got the kid from Emmerdale, from the corner shop. Jacob is going to be on the ice.
How funny. But here, a wee bit of information. Did you know that I was on stage with Jason Donovan here in Belfast way back in the 80s?
Really?
I was. I was one of those mad girls who went with one friend of mine, and we squeezed our way up to the front, and I was singing away songs like an avid fan, and the next thing is one of the security guards went, "You?" And I went, "Me?" And he went, "Yes. Do you want to go up?" And I went, "Me?" And he goes, "Yes." And I went, and the next thing is 3 security guards are pulling me out of the audience onto the stage with Jason Donovan, and the next thing is he says, "Hello, what's your name?" And my legs nearly went from beneath me, Robert. Can you believe that? So yeah, that's one of my wee claim to fame.
And then years later you'd be on stage with Des O'Connor as well.
That's right. You see all these little secrets that you don't know about me.
Let's take a look at the rest of the Dancing on Ice lineup for this year. Faye Brooks, who was in Coronation Street, she's on there. You've got Sonny J, you've got Rebecca Vardy, Graham Bell, and a few other ones on there as well. So it looks like it's going to be the best lineup on Dancing on Ice so
very
far.
Very excited by it, Robin.
Okay, another TV show that people are getting very excited about is the new series of Line of Duty. All the stars have been filming in Belfast over the past couple of weeks. Lots of people have been getting their photographs taken with the stars, but Line of Duty, one of those shows that, again, when the new series hits our screens, we're going to be glued to it, aren't we?
Absolutely, we're always glued to it, because you don't know what's going to come next.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Alright, so what do we know about Line of Duty so far? Well, they're currently in Belfast filming their 6th season. Jed Mercurio, he's been giving us updates on Twitter, sharing photographs from the set, photographs of the cast as well, but we don't know as yet when we're going to get actually seeing the show. I'm going to show you a funny little clip now that Vicky McClure posted on her Twitter feed the other day of the guys having some fun together, dancing away like nobody's watching. Have a look at this.
Hey yo, big wave. Tell them I come. Small time alongside JW.
My bestie and your bestie sit down by the fire. Your bestie says she wants.
What a brilliant clip from Line of Duty. And you know what? I loved seeing Adrian Dunbar dancing away there with the other two. Just brilliant TV.
Dancing like the uncle at the wedding, wasn't he? Definitely. Right, staying with TV, and Brave New World is a show that's just started on Sky One. All the episodes are available now. We started watching it the other night and kind of give up about half an hour into it, didn't we?
Yeah, although I have to say, Demi Moore, you will see her in a completely different light. But yeah, very confusing, Robin.
Yeah.
Very confusing. If you like something very weird, but wonderful acting, then go for it. But totally confused, we gave up.
Yeah, we did. So what's it all about? Well, it's based on Aldous Huxley's groundbreaking novel, and Brave New World imagines a utopian society that has achieved peace and stability through the prohibition of monogamy, privacy, money, family, and history itself. Here's a clip.
Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers.
This is New London.
For a couple of hours.
Everyone's happy here.
Everyone has a place. There's no hunger, no violence.
Daydream,
There's no pain there, John.
the flowers.
Everyone fits.
For a couple of hours.
I've always wanted that for you.
Such a beautiful day.
This is your home now. You just need to embrace this place and let it be wonderful. Hey.
All you have to do is connect. Everyone belongs to everyone else. We're never alone here. Everyone's connected.
You know, I've been watching you people. But this place is so perfect. Why is it upside down?
There was a disruption.
I just can't seem to get back to myself.
A virus enters a cell, turning the body against itself. We need to stop this before this goes too far. We're at the beginning of something. Something necessary. If you're not happy, you're nothing at all.
Yeah, and that was a clip from Brave New World, and I've now worked it out, Robin.
What?
It's the utopian futuristic society. That's what I just couldn't get my head around. I think I just need to take one day at a time.
All right, and if you don't want to watch Brave New World, check out Ratchet on Netflix, because that is absolutely brilliant, isn't it?
Oh, amazing.
Okay, time to meet our final guest on the big show this evening. He's just released a brand new record called Seems Like Yesterday. It's raising money for mental health charities and mental health projects amongst young people. The band behind it is called Cubb McCullough. He got together with some of Belfast's finest musicians and singers to put this record together, and here's what happened when I spoke to Cubb. First of all, congratulations on the song. It's a song that a lot of people, it's touching a lot of people, isn't it? And sadly, a lot of people can identify with the themes in the song, can't they?
Yeah, well, it's the feedback from people. I mean, and it's people who have lost loved ones through different reasons. It wasn't just through mental health issues or suicide, but anybody that's lost a loved one seems to have bought into the message coming out of it, you know, and it's related to them.
Sadly, here in Northern Ireland, a lot of people identify with suicide, and we keep asking ourselves the big question, for such a small country, why do we lose so many people to suicide?
I wish I knew the answer. If I knew the answer, I wouldn't be sitting here rather than talking about a song that, as I wrote it through my own son, who I lost my son to suicide. If we knew the answer, we wouldn't have this big problem. But I mean, it's there, and it's not getting any better.
Yeah,
that's the sad thing about it. It's not getting any better. We're sending out all these messages. We're asking people to reach out, but still, we're losing loved ones. We're losing too many of our communities. You know, it's right across the board. You know.
And still, there are so many charities out there doing good work, but there still needs to be more done, and there needs to be more money from our government and stuff put into this, doesn't there?
Without a doubt. I mean, only for them people, them family, or the likes of PIP, Suicide Awareness, you know, Lighthouse, there's a terrible lot of people working in the community, and they deserve all credit. I mean, but there's no plan of action from government. We hear mental health getting mentioned through this whole pandemic, but just we'll have to look after people's mental health. But then we see how they're going to do it, where the money's coming from to do it, and it's left up to people within the communities. And a lot of these people have lost loved ones. You know, These people are grieving and they're going out to help others, so the others don't feel that pain that they feel. But at the highest levels, we're getting let down big time. We're getting let down big time. And the numbers vouch for that.
And especially now with people being kept in their homes during the pandemic, it's just getting worse, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, I'm getting from the songs being released. I mean, the text I'm getting from people, and I have to say, very people who's been to hell and back, but they've got back. They've got back on their own. They've got back by reaching out. Some of them got back help with other people helping them. And especially during this pandemic, I mean, many people sitting and aren't reaching out. Many people sitting and feeling lonely and isolated, and you know, and it's not going to help their mental health problems. You know, it's just adding to the burden that these communities are facing, and the terrible thing is that I'll say many more young people, whether it's young or old, do we have to lose before there's something done about this? It's, you know, it seems never ending.
Tell us your story, because sadly you lost your son Paul 4 years ago, didn't you?
Yeah, just over 4 years ago. And it's been a heartbreak every day, and I say always be very careful to not speak on anybody else's behalf, but from it, I've met a lot of people who's went through the same as myself and the same as my family, and it's not easy every day. You know, if you hear the words of the song, the pain doesn't heal and the tears don't dry. They're there. We run about with smiles on our faces that are false. We try and get through a day, and you know, I just think of my son every day, and you know, I wish he was here. I just keep wishing he was here.
Tell us a bit about Paul, because Paul did a lot of work as well to help his community. He worked with people with depression as well, didn't he?
Yeah, through sport, through football. I mean, I've said this before in other interviews. I mean, the amount of young people that has came after Paul died, you know, Cubb as he was known. The amount of young ones that came and says only for him, that, you know, I mean, they were suffering depression, suffering mental health issues. They didn't want to live life no more. It's not that they didn't want to live; they wanted the pain to end. You know, they wanted their pain to end, and you know, Cubb was the one that talked them around, and you know, and as I say, through sport, he was, along with other ones, he founded two local football teams. He had good friends around him. I mean, and with them all, and I have to say, in Cubb's memory, there's still the numbers they have coming through their football clubs in our communities is amazing. The work they're doing is amazing, and they're doing all that in tribute to Cubb. And him along with a young lad called Michael Riley and Ram Whelan started to reform the Belfast Celtic team. And there's hundreds going through the Gateshead club now. It's amazing the work they're doing, and that's all thanks to them lads along with Paul, you know, along with young Cubb. But it was just one of these kids. You just seen he was passionate, and he just wanted to help. Yeah. You know, and as I keep saying, through all that help he was giving to everybody, like a lot of people, he had his own pain. He had his own pain, you know, and
his own family as well, didn't he? Have young children?
His young daughter Maida, you know, and
it's still very difficult. The pain never goes away, does it?
Yeah, it's raw every single day. It's because you again with especially with suicide. I know people's written this song, but for they're grieving lost loved ones, but with suicide you're left with all these questions, all the whys, and what could I have done? I mean, I could have done more. I sit myself and I should have done more, because why is my son not here? I failed him, you know. I failed him. I should have done more for him. I should have realised that he's got a problem, you know, and I live out the rest of my life. But I just want him sitting beside me. I want him shouting. I want him arguing. I want him laughing. I want him joking. I want all them things that is our normality. Yeah. And as I say, there's a lot of people hurting. There's a whole community hurt. I mean, the turnout at his funeral, I know he got a great send off. Jesus, I wish he never got a send off at all. You know.
Yeah. Tell us about the song. How did the song come about? How long did it take to write the song?
Again, sitting down with pen to paper and music, it took an hour.
Okay.
But it was a realization that it took me 4 years to get to that hour.
Yeah.
And they actually put them words to paper, and actually, it wasn't wrote to go to this extreme we've got to. It was just me writing. It was just your lockdown. It was just sat up in the room and it was strumming the guitar, and it came out. And then when I played it to my partner and the Cubb's young brother, young Marty, them two just hugged me, because it was a realization that this is the first time that I've ever said anything about what I feel. You know, because when we were talking, we were sitting having a laugh over him, we were sitting having a joke over him about the mad things he done, about the good things he done, you know, and the crack that would have come out of him, the crack that other people telling stories about him. But that was the first time that I actually says, I'm not dealing with this. I am not dealing with this at all.
Yeah.
You know.
So how did the song then become a reality? You got lots of Belfast's finest musicians and singers involved, didn't you?
Yeah, well, that's a Belfast finest, and plus Marty Fay. It's but again, me and Marty was sitting having a yarn about during lockdown, and he says he's wrote a few things, and I said, sure, we'll send stuff to each other. And I sent it to Marty, and a young lad called Robbie McKee, who plays lead guitar on it. And Robbie brought it up to the producer, who was absolutely amazing, Jim McNally. Because obviously, you know the music, how recording goes, Robin, and for this guy to do this during lockdown and the way he pulled us all together, something that probably could have took 2 or 3 weeks, went into 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
And the way everybody pulled together, I kept asking, what's happening here? It amazed me. Things don't happen that good. You know, nothing, there was no hiccups.
Yeah.
No hiccups. Everything just kept falling into place and kept falling into place. And I just sat back, well, this is amazing. And as I said, just credit to everybody involved in it, because they done all the work. They done the work. They made the big effort. And what they kept doing was they kept me involved by saying, right, are you happy with this? Are you happy with this part? Are you happy with this? And every time I listened, I was just, yeah, like. And then when we finally heard the final master of it, I just broke down and cried, because it just went. And it was the first time I actually seen my son smiling, which I hadn't seen in 4 years, because the memories I had of him, you know, it was just a mental block. So I just seen his face, and I seen him living. I remember him having a life and living a life. So for me personally, it got me over a hurdle that I needed to get over. There's many more hurdles to face along every single day, but I'm all credit to every one of them singers and the musicians and Jim, the producer, that they got it to this stage. And
well, we're going to see the video in just a second. I see that Paddy Barnes and Packy Lee from Peaky Blinders, they pop up in the video as well. Paddy
Barnes, the backs, yeah, I'm involved. I volunteer. I do a mental health project with Glam Boxing Club along with Star, ABC. It's called Boxing for Wellbeing. So to try and get our local celebrities, the boxing community, amazing, and Packy Lee, again, all this done during lockdown, that these people came out of their road because they seen the message that we're trying to give. We're trying to say, reach out. You know, if you have a problem, please reach out. There is somebody there. I know sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but Michael Conlon, Paddy Barnes, Paddy Gallagher, Tom McCarthy, and Packy Lee, Paul Hyland, and kids out of the boxing clubs got involved too. You know, so people have just been amazing through it. Rather than that, I'm saying that the way everything's fell into place, you know.
Yeah.
And it became through the heartache of it. It was a very, very enjoyable thing to do. You know, because I've seen the good as always. There's good in it. I'm a great believer in community.
Yeah.
I hear people saying that there's no such thing as community anymore. There's community, and I think if you watch the video, you'll see community getting together there. That's community. People pulling and looking out for each other. That's community.
Definitely. Now, there's still time to get the record. It's on all the streaming platforms. It's on iTunes and things like that, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's getting into Premier Records hopefully this weekend.
So if people want to get a hard copy, a good old-fashioned hard copy, they can do that as well.
Yeah. We're going to try and release it on tape as well for some of the real older ones.
The cassette tapes are coming back, I hear, so why not?
So, because that's the only thing I know how to work.
Well, it's been great talking to you. The best of luck with the single. And we're going to hear it right now. Here it comes. It's called Seems Like Yesterday. Cubb, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Another night, and the hurt won't fade. Of a story left unwritten, a song that can't be played. Same old heartache and a cross to bear. Never getting any easier, 'cause you're not there. And the years don't heal, and the tears don't dry. Every day brings back a memory that don't pass me by. And the pain, it never fades away. It's a lifetime, to me it's like yesterday.
An old photograph that I've seen before. We're smiling and I talk to you till the pain grows more. I say the same old lines that I always say. To others it's a lifetime, to me it's yesterday.
And the years don't heal, and the tears don't dry. Every day brings back a memory that don't pass me by. To me it's like yesterday. I dream your face time and time again. Since you said goodbye to this world, nothing seems the same. I just about get through every single day. When I think about you leaving, it seems like yesterday. And the years don't heal, and the tears don't dry. Every day brings back a memory that don't pass me by. And the pain, it never fades away. To others it's a lifetime, to me it's like yesterday. And the years don't heal, and the tears don't dry. Every day brings back a memory like yesterday. To others it's a lifetime, to me it's like yesterday.
And that was Cubb McCullough and Friends with Seems Like Yesterday.
And that's available to download on all the download platforms right now. So that's all we have time for this week on The Big Show. Thank you to all our guests. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See you next time.